what if Naruto is the brother of the Sage of Six Path. I might put multiple, I'm not sure. I just might put, I'm not sure. I'll put the Sphinx Eye. Just give me like a starting name because I might do more of this. No, I'll just give him a special eye that gives him ability. But yeah, this is where Naruto's the brother of Sage of Six Path. So his ability is blue fire. All the Sage of Six Path's ability. Eyes that can act like the Sharingan, but they're not the Sharingan. But they are, but they're not at the same time. And he has a crown because he is Otsutsuki. And he does have the 10 tails. So he has the crown in this. Because the 10 tails is shown to turn people into like almost full Otsutsukis from it. And since he is already half Otsutsuki, that would also mean he would probably have more Otsutsuki DNA pushed into him somehow. And all that. But I'm not sure. Should I give him the running on? Yeah. No, I'll just keep it the eyes, but he does have strength. This eye's ability is the running on for now on. Or the running Sharingan. And all that. Because of this, he would have the ability to use Almighty Pull, Mighty Push, and all that. I know this year's all over the place, but I do have to make him a little stronger because he is the Sage of Six Path brother and all that. But no, I'll just keep his eye the same. No Renegon's ability and all that. But also one of his eyes ability is space-time manipulation. That's another explanation why he got teleported across time. But he was teleported as a younger age and all that. And I'll say because of this, it also reverted his body to an infant again with no memories. But since he is not the reincarnation of Ashura now, Lee is. Because Lee is the only other ninja that I know of that could fit his criteria of being Sage of Six Path's son, Ashura. And all that, so yeah. But he'll still not have good ability with ninjutsu. Until later, of course, but Naruto would be hated, he would hate people. But he has a strange feeling with nature. Wind, trees, everything. And I'll say, he goes in the forest through all of his days. And he starts dancing, swinging his hands around, and all that. But whenever he opens his eyes, after sensing stuff moving, he would look with water twisting in the air, the earth around him moving, and even the trees, because I'll just give him everything pretty much moving around him, like if he was manipulating it. Fire, water, wind swirling, and earth moving, with a whole Otsutsuki crest around him. I'll just say that. And stuff like that, which you wouldn't know what this is, but you would notice all this power he has. But you would continue dancing and spending time with nature, going through the academy, getting all top stores. But this is whenever he's around 10, 2 years to the academy. And Danzo gets word of him being strong and all that, and getting the word to executing. He would send Ombu's side to give him experience, and Sai would get there. Also, he already killed his brother by now, just because. And this is whenever Beast will start getting shot out, with Naruto instantly knowing where they are. dodging it, creating his rod, and he would stick out his hands with blue fire completely coming out, hitting them, burning them all, burning all the attacks from Sai. Sai would see this. This is when Naruto would flash right to him, with anger in his eyes, with chakra claws appearing on his arm. And then this is whenever he would pretty much swipe down with his blue flames and completely cut his chest. With the flame, no, with his Sai getting pulled back by somebody, and Sai getting a claw mark chest against burned onto him. And he would know this as Naruto Uzumaki because, Naruto Uzumaki because Minato and them would have found him and all that. And I'll say Minato just for some bullcrap reason. Naruto was put into Minato. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know. Just because people in the future he will be known as their son, which he kind of is if they did birth him, but he's not at the same time and all that. But he would pretty much go through his time. Anbu's attacking him and all that. And he would eventually learn the ability to create pretty much plasma weapons of fire. He would just kind of go around cutting people in half every time he come near them and try to mess with them. Eventually, the forest around the village would be known as the Demon's Forest, the Beast Demon's Forest, because whenever you go in there, you see earth moved around kind of like in weird directions coming up, mud crystallizing, more like hardening everywhere and all that and stuff like that. Would send people off after they see it. Chiao Massacre happened, so and all that. But I'll say Naruto has the ability to make his headband go retreat and like fold it up and all that. So I'll say after some Anbus are watching him to attack, like usual, they would see him do this with the Rinne Sharingan, like the perfect one that Kaguya has would appear, which we didn't see a lot of its ability. But whenever this is activated, it gives him all the Rinnegan's abilities. So when the people attack him, he looks at them, saying limbo automatically, not even trying to, with them all getting like speared into the chest, with people still hiding back because they have no clue what happened, because all of a sudden these people had blood splat from inside of them with their hearts getting pierced out. But this is like in a spear shape, so it's like gashes and all that. So then pretty much they would just go around and they would go report to Danzo explaining the eye appeared and somehow he killed people without moving, like if they got speared through the heart. And you would hear this and you would send almost all the Anbu members to retrieve that eye in his forehead to do a transplant. Of course, this would mean a whole freaking army is going to attack him. With Naruto getting out his staff, putting on with him putting a kunai in his mouth, and this kunai looks just like Minato's. This is whenever he would throw 3 of them, using his flames to increase their speed and all that, with chakra in them, with wind cutting through them. This is whenever he would teleport right above one, creating a Rasengan. Because he's seen all these abilities as a baby. The Rasengan and all that. With his eye awakening and just learning these techniques. And all that. With like visions of people using it. All kinds of stuff like, nah. Yeah, I'll just say that. For some reason, he's seen these abilities and learned them as a child easily. But he would teleport, slamming Rasengan. But this Rasengan is covered in blue flames, completely bursting the whole area with rotating Rasengan flames, hitting a lot of people, burning them. Naruto flashing, taking his golden blade and slicing one of them in half, no trouble, with him cracking a smile, looking directly at one of their faces, with his eye activating thing. Not like the infinite Tsukiyomi that, you know, like, not the giant Kaguya one, which I know you have to use for the Moonin. But this is not like that one. I mean, like the Tsukiyomi of the Sharingan. But he would say that, putting him in the Genjutsu. But because it is the Rinnegan one, or the Rinnegan one, it would be much stronger. So he doesn't have stairs long, having 4 years gone through that. With a kunai, whenever he opens up his eyes again, thinking what happened, instantly getting killed. This is whenever more people jump out, turning his blade into a staff again, completely killing all of them, true sweeping orbs, them using jutsus, getting cancelled by it, and all kinds of stuff like that. This is whenever he would get annoyed by this, fling his arm to the ground, moving it upwards, and saying mud spikes, which would, of course, hit them with a whole bunch of spikes. Or you'd say earth spikes, sorry, why did I say mud? But it was spearing through the chest. This was whenever purple chalk would start forming around him. This one, if he would jump off, almost looking like he was flying Ryzen, but he didn't. Taking one of his blades, or taking his staff with the sun in it, expanding it completely in his hands, and completely engulfing this person, killing them with cinders coming out of it. This is when people would see his eyes would get purple in his rage form, and his Rinnegan start moving again. This is when he would say special, he would stick out his hands running at people at high speeds, grabbing them with their souls getting taken out. And you know the soul, I think it's able to take chakra out of them too. So it is absorbing chakra in the process, running through, killing people, him cancel out people's abilities, with him activating at least one tail of it, which I'll say is equal to the one tails. I'll just say every tail is not equal, because every tail gives him more chakra from every tail beast ability. So he has the strength of the full one tails on his side, which would seem trivial because we see the one tails be like taken down by the Naruto, but it's not like he took him down. But I'll just say that the one tails isn't going that strong at its fullest power and all that. I'll just say that because it didn't use any like tail beast bombs, which I don't think it can. I'm not completely sure. I'll just say he wasn't going stronger and he used his full strength in the Shinobi War. But he would completely take the chakra in his arm, swing it, extending it, grabbing people and crushing them. And his kill count right now from this one fight would be around 200. Yeah, 200. And if it's kill count for 5 years straight, I'll say it would be around the 300s, not 300, what am I talking about? Such a low number. 5 years of like small task force, like I'll say 40 at a time, not really that high, would be around, I don't know, about 10,000. And why I say that is that I'll say that they have experiments from Orochimaru that gave them ability kind of make white Zetsus, but not completely white Zetsus. They're weaker and they're not Zetsus, of course, but they're pretty much like fake Anbus. They're just pretty much man-made humans and all that. But this is whenever Naruto would stick his hand out, focusing the purple chakra into it, having red chakra and blue chakra flow into it, making it till beast bomb. Closing his hand, covering it in fire, activating his sage mode, or not sage mode, I'll say using like a sage art of sage mode, like not the full sage mode, but like making his eyes, I don't know, I'll say like a sage art, because we see Madara use a sage art without going in sage mode. It was some kind of sage art, Gale style, or Gale release, his storm release, with the Sharingan, or the mini Sharingan in his head, saying, breathing in, saying, Gale style, Gale stream, shooting out the laser beam that would instantly cut people in half, releasing his hand, saying, chakra destruction, bomb, shooting it out, completely setting people on fire and obliterating them. But this is just going over his childhood, pretty much, of him pretty much getting chased afterwards, chased and all that. But after this, a whole explosion would happen, which would be big enough to alarm the hitting leaf, and people are about to send people, but this is whenever the explosion would spread, destroying the whole, the demon's forest, and people would be like, did they try to kill the demon? So that would cause people to think, Ray, we killed the demon. But instantly, all the forest around the hidden leaf would explore up and start growing bigger. Pillars of earth and all that would appear, spikes, fire, covering the whole area, with spikes spreading out, launching these weird things that look like humans into the Leaf Village, with the Leaf Village getting berated by 1,000 men dead. 1,000 white or weird people with barely any faces, genetic traits unknown, hitting the Leaf Village, crushing into some houses, with the people saying it was the demon. And this is whenever the blood of all of them would spill over the whole Leaf Village. And that's when Naruto would say, yelling out in a demonic voice, everybody hearing, "Leave me alone!" with a roar, blasting, I would say even destroying the wall of the Leaf Village. Sing that in. You guys know that scene of the Colossal Titan kicking in the wall? Think of that, but probably not as big, but pretty big enough to freak out people. Destroy a couple buildings. This is where I'll leave it off.